Have you ever met someone who looked successful on paper, yet seemed constantly out of breath? That was David, a 35-year-old software designer in Seattle. His days were filled with meetings, notifications, and endless scrolls through his phone. He wasn't wasting time, he told himself. He was staying productive. But deep down, something felt off. Every morning, David woke up to the same ritual. He'd open his laptop before his coffee even cooled, reply to emails, check Slack, and dive straight into work. By the time he looked up, the sun had already begun to fade behind his blinds. He'd sigh and whisper, "Where did the day go?" One night, after another long day of being busy, David sat in his car in the parking lot, staring at the dark sky. He suddenly remembered something his old mentor once told him. Open quote, "Every morning you receive a wallet filled with 86,400 seconds. You can spend them however you like, but you can't save a single one," close quote. That night, those words hit differently. David realized he had been treating his time like it was infinite, spending it on distractions, noise, and shallow work as if he'd always have more. He started to wonder, what if time is my real currency? And what if I've been going bankrupt without even noticing? The next morning, something inside him shifted. He didn't touch his phone right away. Instead, he wrote down a single question on a sticky note and placed it on his desk. If time were money, would I still spend it this way? As the week went on, David began tracking how he spent his hours, not to punish himself, but to see the leaks. He discovered a shocking truth. He wasn't short on time. He was leaking it in tiny, invisible ways. 10 minutes lost to scrolling, 15 minutes debating what to eat, 30 minutes worrying about things he couldn't control. Each one a small withdrawal from his invisible wallet. That weekend, he sat at a cafe with his notebook open and began sketching out what he called his time budget plan. He divided his life into 3 sections: maintenance, tasks that kept things running; growth, activities that moved him forward; joy, moments that truly nourished him. Then he made a promise to start investing more into growth and joy, even if it meant saying no to things that only maintained his busyness. At first, it wasn't easy. His phone buzzed, emails piled up, friends invited him to things he didn't really enjoy. But this time, he paused. He asked himself, does this earn me interest or drain my balance? Bit by bit, David began reclaiming his moments. He blocked off 1 hour for deep work, no notifications, no distractions. He scheduled Sunday afternoons for hiking and reflection. He even learned to say, "Not today," with grace, something he once thought was impossible. Weeks passed. Something unexpected began to happen. David didn't just become more productive, he became more alive. He noticed the morning light again. He heard laughter and conversations instead of rushing through them. And every night he went to bed with a quiet kind of pride, knowing that he had spent his day, not wasted it. One evening while walking home, he saw a group of people on a bus, heads down, faces lit by screens. For a moment, it looked like he was staring at an older version of himself. He smiled softly and whispered, "We're all carrying the same invisible wallet, but not everyone checks their balance." That thought stayed with him. He realized managing time wasn't just about discipline, it was about values. Because when you know what truly matters, every decision becomes easier. He began teaching his team a simple rule. Open quote, "Don't ask if something is urgent, ask if it's important." Close quote. Urgent tasks might scream for attention, but important ones build your life. And in time, his coworkers started to notice the difference. Calmer meetings, sharper focus, less burnout. David had become a quiet kind of leader, not because he worked more hours, but because he owned every hour he worked. Months later, on his 36th birthday, David wrote in his journal, open quote, "Time is the only currency that makes everyone equal. The rich, the poor, the young, the old, we all get 24 hours, but what we do with it, that's what defines us." Close quote. He closed his journal and smiled, because for the first time in years, he wasn't chasing time. He was partnering with it. So tonight, before you close your eyes, ask yourself, where did your 86,400 seconds go today? Did you spend them on things that matter? Or did they slip quietly through your fingers? Remember this, your invisible wallet will reset tomorrow, but one day it won't. So make today count. Because the wealthiest life isn't the one filled with possessions, it's the one rich in time well spent.